Hi everybody, welcome back to Faded Crafts. Today we are working on our vintage British Seaside Journal. If this is your first time here, then I will link up in that top corner the playlist for you so you can go back and have a look at what we've done so far. We'll just go a quick flick through for you. We did Brighton Canvas Works, 4 pages. And we also did our beach huts and deck chairs, 4 pages. And today it's all about sweets and confectionery. It doesn't include ice cream and candy floss because that's going to be a separate one. So it's all about those delicious sweets, humbugs and rocks. Our journal is going to hold 3 large signatures of 4 A4 folded pages. So it'll go like 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we soon will be putting our first signature in, so we have to start thinking about putting some holes in here, and I'm going to use eyelets or grommets too. So later on in the video we're going to go and do that. I'm going to make the template and we're going to be putting some holes in ready for our first signature to be put in. I do not do the covers, the front and back covers, until everything is done, because while you're working on it you have a chance to damage whatever you put on the front or back. So that is why we've not done the cover yet. That will be one of the last things we do. But for now, guys, let's crack on and sort out the sweeties. Just to let you know also, I am working on a set of greetings cards to go along with the journal series. As you can see here, I finished the Brighton Canvas Works ones. They also come included with 2 little pockets and tags as well. And they're very, very sweet. I embellished the fronts with some Sharpie pen, some highlighter, and also coloured pencil. So those are coming soon. For eBay, the first one's already done. I shall be working on the rest here and there. As per usual, I have a print pack ready for you over on Patreon, which includes 7 lovely sweetie coloured stripes. We have lots of little cutouts. We have the sweet jar, some little tickets, and some fussy cuts, all in A4 300 DPI. We also have like a rock, a humbug, and a toffee full A4 paper that you can use in your journals or your cards and artwork. And we have the faux washi tape and page edges too. We also have lots and lots of freebies over on our Facebook group. So guys, please join up Facebook and Patreon to grab your prints. So I have gone ahead and I've cut up all my little fussy cuts that I want to use, and I've cut up the rest of the stuff that I'm going to use from my own print packs. I also have a little section here with fabrics in and other bits and pieces ready to go if I fancy using them. I think we used fabric in our last one as well, so I'm not too sure whether I'm going to use fabric or not. This pack, however, guys, is completely different. This is all the stuff that I've cut out from my packs that I didn't use in the journal, and it's getting quite chunky. And what I'll do at the end of this video series, when I've collected everything up that I've not used, I will be giving this pack away to one lucky viewer. We've got that to look forward to. So let's have a look, see what we've got in our pack. I have printed out this beautiful piece of paper like I normally do to work on. It's got the sweets and treats. Now my printer started to run out of coloured ink, but to me that doesn't matter because it just gives the journal extra textures, extra colours and an extra feel to it. So I don't mind that look at all in my journals. But that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to reinforce the middle down here with some washi tape, and we have lots of stuff in here. Let's go through it and see what we're going to do. First of all, I have made an old-fashioned sweet tin. It's supposed to look like an old-fashioned like metal tin. So we're going to be using that. I'm also going to be doing the sides with our faux washi tape. I got different designs for that. I've also made these, which are long thin tags, which I'll be putting onto card, so they are going to be slipping at the back there. There's 6 of those, so that's going to be our first page. Our second page This is where it gets a little bit more interesting and interactive. I have got our set of scales, and you can cut these out, and we're going to cut those out, and we're going to use a metal brad to put through so the scales will actually tip. That's what we're going to do on that side. This side, I have a lovely old-fashioned till, and what we're going to do is going to put one at the back, and then I'm going to cut out this drawer here and affix it onto a tab, make a cut along here so that the drawer actually pulls out and you've got hidden journaling space. If I can, if it's not too fiddly, I might do the same here with the receipt. So that's going to be the middle spread, and I've got some extra like countertop to go with that. And our final page, you might have seen something similar to this before in my chocolate video. If you've not seen that one, guys, I'll put the link up to the chocolate video there. In that one, we had more shells and little chocolate bars we put in the shells. But with this one, we're going to be using these little jelly beans and like pear drops, coconuts. There's lots and lots of different jars for you to choose from, guys. And we're going to make in some little slits in there. So these, you can interchange them, change them all around and put them wherever you want. Also, I have this like packing bag, like an old-fashioned paper bag, and some tickets, not tickets, tags. Oh, my mouth today. If we can, we'll try and fix that along with our scales. That is my plan. There's also some other little bits and pieces. I might not end up using them, might end up going into the freebie bag. This is my order forms, price lists, and delivery notes, etc. And all sorts. There's some extra jars, look. All these jars come on the printout with this at that side, and you get all your jars at that side. You can print it off yourself, and you can put your little jars onto there. So that's what I'm going to do next, and you're going to see it all in a little speed up with some funky music. Okie dokie. I think it's all fairly flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it under something very, very heavy overnight to make sure it all flattens out nicely. But for now, let's assemble it all. So we've done our long, thin tags. Plenty of room on the back to write something. And they can just slip in nicely like that. We've got butter humbugs, Brighton Rock, mint humbugs. Love a mint humbug. We've got traditional humbugs, like them too, them are licoricey. We've got some more rock and some Whitby rock. It's not just all about Brighton, guys. It's all about different seasides from around Britain. And we deliberately put this one on the front here to cover up the back of the brad that we used here. And if you saw in the speed up there, I did put some washi tape with glue over the back of it as well, just to make sure it'd be easier. So we've got this nice swing around pans of the weigh scales to play with. I love interactive journals, guys. I really, really do. We've got some little tags with some of the fabrics we've been using for the journal. We've got some toffees. So we've weighed out our sweets. We've got our toffees, our humbugs. Got some pear drops. I love pear drops. And they look like mint rock or something. Put those in there, and that's going to stick out at the top of the journal. Lovely jubbly. My fingers aren't that great today, so I wasn't going to try and do that one because I didn't want to mess it up. But we do have the drawer that pulls out, the journaling space here, and a journaling space on the back. And that looks absolutely awesome. One day, when my fingers are pretty good, or I might get Jenny to do it for me, we might do that one as well. You've probably noticed in areas it's not quite stuck down. What I'm going to do, guys, in a couple of days' time, when it's all had time to bed in and everything, I will go back and fix areas that are not stuck down properly. And finally, we have our little jars. I put the bottom ones in. And we're going to do the top ones because that's not quite stuck down. We'll get it all sorted in a couple of days when it's had time to bed itself, guys. This is quite simple. You just pop these underneath there. They're not stuck on completely, but you have a little tab to put on like that. We've got lots and lots of different jars, guys. What I'll be doing at the end of the journal is one complete back page will hold a large envelope, and in that envelope you can put all your spare tags and interactive elements so that you can swap them all out, interchange them to your heart's desire. And there is our little sweet shop shelf. Isn't that cute? I blooming love it. I love it, love it, love it. So, where is our journal? Let's just have a look at it all together. Lots of bits to put into the freebie packet as well. The one after this one is going to be donkeys. All about donkeys and donkey rides at the seaside. Okay, let's have a look at this here now. Then our first signature will be complete. It's going to go in there nicely now. Look at this. You're going to write chunky. We might not be able to get a fourth one in there. Might have to do that as one signature, guys, because that's pretty chunky. Might have to rethink things a little bit. Yep, we've got our Brighton canvas works, our deck chairs and beach huts, and now our suites. I think because this one's pretty chunky with all the tags, we might leave this as a 3 signature, and then we'll do the rest maybe a little bit thinner, not as chunky. Or I could just go ahead and squash it all down. But that is looking really, really cool. You let me know in the comments, guys, how am I doing? What do you think? And are you enjoying the printables? And if so, do join the Facebook, guys, and show me how you've made things with the print pack so far and what you're up to. So now we're going to need a template for here. And then put some eyelets in. Okay, after a little bit of a rethink, I've decided instead of doing 4 pages, we're going to do 3 pages, which will make it a lot easier. So in the middle here, we're going to have 2, 2, 2 eyelets. and 2 signatures will get threaded into one eyelet. Hopefully that will work. Should do, I can't see a problem with that. So what we need to do now is make a template that we know we're going to use with this. And, oh, that's not going to work, is it? Let me get a pen, guys. And we need to keep this template for everything, so we're going to call it Vintage Seaside. So we know what it's for. And the template that we use for binding, make sure it's the length, which it is. We're going to fold it in half, like so. And we're going to fold this half to the middle line, like that. This half to that middle line, like that. As you can see here now, we have this line there, this one there, this one there. So every time we go to punch holes in to bind it, we know exactly where to put it on every single sheet. Also, let's put those to the side for a second. When we're putting our eyelets in, we know exactly where they should be going. We can mark, like, make sure this is set out correctly, which that should be around there. But now we have to make a template that is the thickness of that. Where's my bit of paper gone? There it is. Make sure I don't dox myself. So this is, let me have a look, see. That's the cut part. Let's put the straight part up to there, like that. And then we'll pick this up and fold it that way. Make a crease on the inside. See what I'm just doing here, making a crease here. We know if that's cut out now, should be a perfect fit. So we're just going to put that like that. That should be a perfect fit in the middle if we look now. Brilliant. And then we're going to get our template. Put this next to it. Move that so I don't get any black pen on it. Match this up perfectly. And we need to draw across there. Across there. Across there. Like that. And then we need to work out where to put 2 holes. So we're going to get our ruler. And it is just 5 centimeters or just short of 2 inches. So what we could do is make a hole there and there. At the 1/2 inch mark, I think that should do nicely. So that's where we're going to punch the holes with the brad through here when we get it lined up. Brad holes, and then I can put the eyelets in. I can't put the eyelets in at this desk, guys, because this is my computer desk and I have to use a hammer. Let me just show you the pack. This is what I use to put eyelets in. Basically what you need to do you need this very important piece here that goes underneath what you're working on, like this, and you take one that's got a hole all the way through, like that. It usually has like a bevel here as well, hole all the way through. So you put that down, you put your card down, put that over it, bash 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 with your hammer, which will put a hole through the card, and then over again, then you put your eyelet on top. You need one of these with a small hole. Imagine that's going over there, and that goes on top. Bash 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 with the hammer again, and that puts your eyelet in for you. A little bit fiddly, but that's what I have to do to put eyelets in. That's why I can't do it at this table, because if I do it here, it's going to shake everything and bash everything about. So what I've done is I used the template, and I went through the back of the template and just put in some little holes with the brad. And now what we have to do is I have to make them big enough so that that part, when you put it underneath, will pop through. So to do that, I've got my towel down, my thick towel, and I'm going to go back through carefully and then just push to the thicker part of the brad, like that. We've got a bigger hole, and then we can push that through from the back, like so. I'll bring that close to the camera for you. Look at this way, it's pushed through, and it's popping through this way. And now, when we put on the cutter tool, which is this one if you remember, and put it over it, bash, 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 and that will cut a little hole properly, neatly out of the card. And I have to do that 6 times and then put on the eyelet. So I'm going to pop off and do that now. I am quite excited because we're going to put our first signature in. Yay! First signature is done. And first of all, I'm going to take out all the tags. It just makes life easier. Place all the tags and all the pull-out bits. Put them to a side. This is going to be the middle of the first signature, which I think is apt. I'm going to pull out all of those. All of those. Just need to try and glue that little bit down there again. Again, it will all get flattened properly, guys, don't worry. And I'll check it all before it goes up onto eBay when it's all done. So, that is going to be middle. That's going to be our next one. And Brighton. So what we have to do now is mark it all out with our Seaside. I have some yellow stripy and I have some humbug stripy. So I was thinking of doing one signature black, one signature yellow. So we've got 4 different ones. Let's start off with a yellowy one. Large needles. They're very, very long. Get a pack of 3 from Amazon. And they're ideal for binding your signatures. Now what I normally do, that one's got a bit of a knot in it. Where's my scissors now? I've buried them underneath tags. There they are. Do the needle. Get that all situated. If you've seen how to bind books before, guys, and you don't want to watch, please feel free to skip to the end of the video or go on to the next one. I'll get everything organised in a second. What we have to do is take each signature, because they're quite chunky ones. We're going to make sure that this is directly in the middle where we want it to be, like so. Flatten it out. And how I do it, guys, is I don't poke downwards, I poke sideways. Little holes in there, and that is why we have reinforced with the washi tape too. And I'm going to get ready to sew it in. Okie dokie, because it's such a heavy hard used and chunky book, I've also stuck down some hole reinforcers as well as the washi tape, and lucky enough for me I had a sheet of, they look like little donuts, but they could pass as sweets. You're not going to see too much of them anyway. Most of it's ready to go. I've got my, we do it, normally I do with the other ones, I do it a double, but this is quite thick, so I'm only going to do it as a single. Again, guys, if you've seen book binding before, not interested, please feel free to skip ahead. We start in the middle. We're going to go through this one, the middle here, and the middle here. And we're going to go through the first set here. I'm going to pull it through, leave a dangly, turn them round, try the middle for diddle again. Like this. We're going to go through The next one, by the way, guys, I've really bashed these in because I want them to look really old and worn in. We're going to go through the top. The top hole here. Without going through that. The top hole here. That goes straight through both of them. Nice. Pull it up a little bit before I go through this one. I'm deliberately doing it this way, guys, so you can see on camera how it's done. Normally I'd do it all together and a lot quicker than this. This is just so you guys can see properly. And then we're going to turn our book down. I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom hole now. This one down here. We go through that one, through that one, and through this one here. And to pull that through, not too tight. Like that. Then we need to turn our book around again and go back through the middle. This is where it can get a bit awkward. You can get snagged up, especially when you're working with a big chunky book. We're just going to go through here. Careful not to get snagged. We'll take it one at a time. Reduce snag ups. Come on. Come on, fingers. That's good. Still no snags. That's really good. And back through here. Like that. And I'm just going to pull it through and get rid of my needle. Never ever pull like that, because you're in danger of ripping and tearing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have one of these at each side of the middle. Like this. We can see quite neat at the back. We just need to pull it a little bit tighter, and we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it this way. What's stopping it from going through? Pull here a bit more. That top one needs a little bit of a tug. Back through to there. Just give it a little bit of a tug, ease it away. Pull it that way a little bit. There we go. Don't be too vicious with it. Make sure it's nice and tight now. That's still loose at the top, so that needs to be pulled through. Make sure it's all nice, and then you're going to tie one knot. Again, don't pull it that way. Pull it that way. And then a second. And I'm going to leave quite a big dangly on this one. Like that. Now, there's another important step we do. Now we need a little bone knife or something similar to a bone knife. And we're going to just make sure that these pages sit nice and flat in here. So as you can see, because it's a chunky book, we have quite a bit of a lip here. We need to pull it as far across as we possibly can. And then just give that a little bit of a flatten out. Just like that. We can go in here, do the same with this one. And of course you can always put it under something flat at night as well. You just need to get these pages situated. You have to do that with all signatures, guys. Not so much about the middle, but you can see you got a lip here. You just need to flatten that lip down. And then we go to here. Lip again. Give it a bit of a push. And then your final lip here. And then You can go back in and put all your stuff back if you remember where everything goes. Do you remember where everything goes, guys? Yes, I'm sure I don't. Ah, that's deck chairs. I know where this goes. Anyway, give me a couple of minutes to put everything back, guys, and I'll get straight back with you. Okie dokie. These are the things I have not used, and you can see they're going into the giveaway pack. Little cutouts, fussy cuts, sweets, and all sorts of stuff in there. Like that. That's going to the giveaway pack. These are the spare swap out items to what we've already made. I'm going to put those in an envelope at the back of the book. So let's have a look at our first signature in place. These pieces are just the templates and that. Keeping in the back of the book. There we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Brighton Canvas Works. Beach huts and deck chairs. Seaside Sweets from Faded Crafts with our little pull-out drawer. Our little sweet cabinet. Our pull-out here. Our belly band, our little peekaboo. This journal is going to be exceptionally chunky, guys. That is how far we've got already. And we've got another 3 signatures to complete. But there we go, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you think so far. Let me know what you think of my printables. If you've been using my printables, I would love to see what you've been doing with them. Please join the Facebook group and show me. I'm absolutely nosy. I want to see what you've been doing with them. Thanks ever so much, watching, guys. Take care and happy crafting.